She had no idea I already knew. That was the strangest part. Every morning at breakfast I sat opposite her, watching that effortless, practiced smile as she scrolled through her phone. I could draw that expression from memory, the one she flashed when we first met. The same one she wore while lying to me. I said nothing. For 3 weeks I carried the truth like a weight in my chest. I knew the name. I knew which hotel. I even knew the scent he preferred because she started coming home wearing it. It wasn't mine. I never liked floral. The first time she wore it, I remarked on it. She just said, "It's growing on me." A red flag I ignored. She believed I was still oblivious, that her late-night marketing meetings and sudden 7:30 p.m. Pilates obsession were innocent. But I had already read the texts. I had driven by the hotel once and watched them go in hand like consequences didn't exist. I didn't confront her. Not then. That's what gave me power. For 3 weeks I watched her watch herself. The small pauses before answering. The way her gaze snapped to her phone when it buzzed, her heart seemingly skipping each time. And somehow she still kissed me goodnight. I played along. I helped with dinner, asked about her day, even booked a weekend away. What she didn't know was I'd booked something else too, an appointment with a lawyer. The same day she told me she hadn't had a team off-site, I was signing papers. She came home late that night. I pretended to be asleep. She slipped in quietly, exhaling like she'd scored a victory, convinced she still had the upper hand. She had no clue. Morning, I made her coffee, almond milk, 2 pumps of vanilla, 1 sugar, exactly how she liked it. She wandered in wearing one of my shirts, acting as if everything were normal. Maybe in her mind it was. Maybe she thought I'd never catch on. She was wrong. I waited until after breakfast. I didn't want a scene. I didn't want yelling, tears, or manipulation. I wanted honesty. If I couldn't get that, I wanted silence and closure. She was rinsing her mug when I said it, casually, like I was asking if she wanted a walk. "We need to finalize the divorce." She froze. Her hand hovered under the faucet, water running. She didn't notice. For a beat she didn't turn. Her shoulders locked, her spine straightened as if someone had tugged an invisible wire. When she finally faced me, her skin went pale, lips parted, no sound. "What?" she asked, voice thin. "Too soft," I said. "We need to finalize the divorce." I watched her blink, try to reboot her mind. "I've already spoken to a lawyer. You'll get the papers this week." She looked like she was trying to understand an unfamiliar language. "Why are you saying that?" she asked, trembling. "Where is this coming from?" I didn't answer. I stood, opened the drawer, and pulled out the printed messages, hotel receipts, screenshots. I laid them on the table. She kept her eyes on me, searching for a crack, waiting for a meltdown she could twist into survival, an angle to spin. I offered nothing. When she finally glanced down, the papers hit her like a physical blow. Her hand hovered before touching them, almost afraid. She flipped through the first pages, texts where she called me boring, messages saying I wouldn't leave even if she got caught. That stung deeper than anything. Her mouth moved, but no words came. Finally she whispered, "I can explain." "No," I said. "You can't. And you don't have to." The mask came off. The composed woman who thought she'd outsmarted me collapsed into somebody small and guilty, a stranger realizing the game had ended. "I made a mistake," she said. I almost laughed. Mistakes are forgetting keys or burning dinner. What she'd done was a choice, calculated and selfish. I told her I'd move out that weekend, the house would go on the market, and everything would be handled legally. I wasn't angry anymore. I was finished. That unnerved her far more than the divorce, the paperwork, or the potential fallout. What terrified her was my calm, my silence, because she hadn't broken me like she assumed she would. She begged. She cried. She fell to her knees swearing she would end it with him, that it was a phase, a moment of weakness. But it was too late. The woman I loved had ceased to exist. I left her on the kitchen floor, sobbing. I walked out with nothing but my keys and my dignity, and felt something I hadn't in weeks, a quiet relief.